Good day, everybody. This is Unit 3, Lesson 14. I finally got my node working, so I'll also be showing all the working websites at the end of the video. Alright, let's get into it. So basically, Lesson 14, sorry, is just a continuation of Lesson 13. So basically the recipe. Here you can see, same as always, we did get a try this. Now the try this wanted us to add a new model called recipe and make it work. Over here, sorry, this is the root app.get create recipe. So obviously in your search bar, you type in / create recipe just as you see it, and you're basically sending a request for that. So the HTML isn't fully working yet. It's not like stylized and stuff. We're getting to that. So I'm not going to explain all of this. It's like the same as every other video. The only new thing in our main.js is the create recipe root. You can see here it's also being declared as a root in our home controller, and then here is our method to get it. So basically what this is doing, it's going to go and fetch the request for like a new recipe and stuff, and you're going to add it in, and then it's going to say new recipe created and stuff. So this is just making the recipe, like your title, your ingredients, your preparation, course type, cooking time, and then you can save it, and if it works it's going to say new recipe added. If there's an error, it's going to send an error and say error saving recipe. If we have a look at our recipe.js, so here we're just going to import we're just going to import Mongoose to define a schema, correct me if I'm wrong, and create a model, and then we're going to define the schema for a recipe document in MongoDB. So again, we have our title, the type, so it's just the name of the recipe. Obviously that is required, same as a list of ingredients, which must be provided. Obviously their portion amount to or whatever. The instructions are like how long should this be in the oven for, or you know, what degree should I cook this at. And then the course type, so like is it an appetizer, main, dessert, snack, drink, you know, the fancy stuff. And then default main course, if it's not specified, at least it's just gonna select main course. It's just gonna default to main course. Okay, here's the cooking time, where we just added in, sorry. So obviously you just add your time required to cook in minutes, and then it's just going to be created. So this is just going to save the date when the recipe was added, and it's just automatically going to set the current date and time. And then obviously it's just going to export the model to be used in other files like controllers and roots. Yeah, so I do have it open. I just added that in, and it took me to new recipe added. Again, the HTML isn't up yet. I think we're going to do that in this coming chapter, lesson 15. It's a whole thing. But yeah, that one's working. So let me just go ahead and delete these. That was chapter 14. Sorry, lesson 14. Anyway, what I didn't get to show you before in the previous video, let me show you now. Okay, well, you know what? It's the same as chapter 14. Lesson 14. Oh my gosh, sorry. I think the one was lesson 11 as well. Okay. Let me see if there was anything in lesson 11 for a website. I can't really remember. Oh, oops. here we go. So if you'd remember, we had to do this like whole thing of a file not being found error, decorate it. So here is the first one. I did like retro themed. Um, I don't remember how to get to the other one now. What must you type? It was something I had to type. Um, was it force? No, not force. There was something you had to type, and I can't remember what. Let me just look for it. Oh, force error. Because something was not working. Okay. Force error is going to give us our 500 error. Ta-da! 500! System failure. The servant has panicked and spilled coffee on itself. I thought this was pretty funny. So, yeah. Love the retro theme. Think it's pretty cool. Anyway, moving on. Then it was just lesson 12. Let me see if this one works. It also needs, it's basically the same as like lesson 13 and 14. Okay, well, it is indeed running. Let's go look. Okay, so yeah, this is just basically what it looks like. What it's supposed to look like. You've got your home page, your courses, and your contact. Yeah, so that is everything. Thank you.